the over of 9.5, but that's kind of where they have it set. You were over. I was at 12, which I didn't expect to be that high. If you asked me before I sat down and filled out the schedule, I'm not even sure I would have been on the over of 9.5.
Yep.
And certainly I didn't think I'd be at 11 or 12, but
here you are.
I think outside the first month is not a great start, and they need to weather the storm to go like 2-2.
Yes.
But I think if they do that, I see a lot of wins after that. If they start behind the 8 ball and the Vrabel thing consumes them, then all bets are off. But I think if they can just weather that first month, and I think they will, especially because I'm counting it as A.J. Brown's already a Patriot.
Yeah, that helps.
I could see them certainly winning the division, certainly being a playoff team, and I have them for 12 wins.
I think there's 2 tough stretches in the schedule, and both of them have Buffalo in it, which makes sense. So if you feel like, which we all do, they're going to be fighting with them for the division. There's the first 4 games, and then later in the season, there's another 4-game stretch where it's Green Bay, Detroit, bye week, Chargers, Bills. So I look at both of those 4-game stretches where if you go 2-2 in each one of those, I think you're in pretty good shape, if not great shape, because then you have, 2 games with the Jets, 2 games with the Dolphins, a game with the Raiders, even a game with the Vikings. Like, all of a sudden, you have a bunch of winnable games. Like, I ended up picking 10. I was closer to going to 11 than I was 9, right? Like, there was one game where I'm like, I'll give it to, I think it was the Chargers one. I was like, I'll give it to the Chargers in that one.
Right,
but
which you had for a loss, I had for a win.
Yeah.
You also
My
had
other one was the Bears.
The Bears, which I also had for a win. Those are our only differences, though.
Bears is Thursday night on the road, and I was like, all right. And at that point, they would have just beaten Vegas and the Jets. I feel like those are a gimme 2. I'm like, all right. And I like the Bears more than you do.
You do.
Overall, I like Caleb Williams more than you, but Ben Johnson, the whole thing. So I think that's one where that could be a tough game. There's a lot of those games on the schedule, too, right? The real kind of toss-up 50-50 where it's a fellow playoff team from a year ago, like Jacksonville week 3, like all the teams in the NFC North, I feel like.
Well, so real quick, not that anything is automatic win or loss either way, right? It's the NFL, so anything can happen. But there are 2 I feel pretty confident they're going to lose, Seattle and KC, right? Those feel like, I would say
on the road and good teams, yeah.
I would say those are probably confident losses. It's not a guarantee they're going to lose, but I feel pretty strong about that. I'd have at Buffalo week 4 kind of right on the heels of that.
Those are the 3 toughest.
The other ones I have them losing are Green Bay and Denver at home. Those are coin flips. Like, they could win those. Uh-huh. But by the same token, I have them winning at Chicago on a short week. I have them winning at the Chargers coming off the bye, and that's Sunday Night Football at the Chargers. I even have them beating Buffalo and Minnesota at home. I mean, those are probably more coin toss games at Jacksonville. So I have a lot of those games breaking their way. But I think what's nice about the schedule, if you weather that first month, and it could bury them, Keefe.
Yeah.
The Vrabel thing could consume them.
Right.
Like, it will be a story week 1. I don't know where the story is going to go from there, but it will still be a relevant and massive story week 1. You don't believe it? Look at the social media clicks yesterday. One team took a shot at Vrabel. They, by far and away, have the most views out of all the schedule release videos. The Patriots have, no views. The Chargers at last check were up over 13 million views, which was by far and away the most viewed. The next most were 3 million each. Mm-hmm. They went at Vrabel. It's why it got so many views. And in fairness,
they're good at it too.
The Chargers usually have a good video. I think them and the Titans are 2 people would seek out anyway.
Even if you want to say, a good video gets 3 million, Chargers double that. Let's say there's 6 million. Well, they got 13.
Yeah, it's up over 14 now.
Yeah, and counting. Exactly.
Yeah.
So Vrabel will be a story week 1. Where it goes from there, I think the Patriots will be in control of it. If they win a bunch of games, barring massive breakthroughs in that story, it will start to go away. So if you just weather the storm 2-2, and I was pretty close to going 3-1 there.
Which one? Were you more likely to give him Buffalo or Seattle?
I was more likely to give him Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
I'm not giving him Seattle.
Yeah. Right.
So after that, I think I have them sweeping the next 4. You have them taking 3 out of those 4, Keefe. Vegas, the Jets, at Chicago, and at Miami.
Yeah, you got to do work there.
You have to win at least 3 of those.
Yeah, and I think they will. But I think you got to win those 3. And then it starts to balance it. And, you have 5 of your first 8 games are on the road and 3 of your first 4, right? So, you're getting a lot of those road games out of the way. But that's also the only stretch, weeks 2 through 6, where you're playing consistently 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Then you're right back to, you have 6 standalone games this year.
Do you like that?
No, but I'm used to it. Me as a Patriots fan, Tom Brady was in primetime as many times as they could do it. I don't like Wednesday Night Football. I don't like the Europe game. I don't even like Thursday Night Football. I'll watch every second of it. It hasn't gotten to the point where I'm like, well, I'm out. even if it wasn't something that we talk about, like as a sports fan, I'm like, all right, I'm still watching every single second of the Patriots, and I'm watching as much of, out of market games as I can too. Doesn't mean I like it. I would rather a ton of games on Sunday, make Red Zone as good as it is. Sunday night, Monday night, primetime games, and isolate those two. That'd be it for me.
I just mean for the Patriots, I don't mind them having a bunch of these windows just for the Patriots. I'm not even talking about watching the whole NFL because that does become taxing, right? Where that Thanksgiving week, Florio had an item on this today.
Ridiculous.
It's something like 9 standalone windows, maybe even more than that, where you have
Thanksgiving Eve,
Eve, 3 on Thanksgiving, Black Friday game, college football on Saturday, and then your standard 1-4 Sunday night plus Monday night.
It's too much.
So I agree with that. That is too much. And for 1 week I can handle it, but you're going to have that a lot of different weeks this year. It's too much. But I just mean for the Patriots, I don't mind the Patriots moving around. Honestly,
no.
Sunday at 1 if they're good. Yeah. Like the Mayo year, I didn't mind when they were Sunday at 1. I felt like half the time I could shut it off at halftime and go watch Red Zone.
Yeah, it's hard to watch the rest of the league or do Red Zone when the Pats are on.
So
I agree.
That's what I as a Patriots fan, I actually kind of like they're going to have these standalone windows, whether it's an early game in Munich, whether it's Thursday night games, whether it's Monday night game, a Sunday night game. I don't mind that because it does give me a chance to watch as much or as little of the rest of the league as I want.
But like everybody is going to, like certain schedules and dislike others, meaning like time of kickoff. So it depends on where you're at in your life, because for a while, like 1 o'clock on Sunday was the best, and you could watch 10 hours of Red Zone, right? Like, especially if you're like single or if you're like, that's just what I'm doing. For me personally, the kids are usually, knock on wood, in bed by 8:15. So then it's like
the primetime games.
Primetime is not bad.
Yeah, like selfishly with young kids. That's
like, you might have soccer that day, or you might have this that day, or you might have something else to do. So it's like the fact that they pulled so many games out really isn't the end of the world. We also are lucky we don't have the early shift, because I know a lot of people complain about that. We're like, oh, the Patriots are on until midnight again, and I got to get up at 5 a.m. or whatever. So we don't have that to complain about. But yeah, that's what they're going to be, and it also shows you how much the league wants to see them and how they went from worst to first in the AFC a year ago, and that has sort of carried over to this year. They are not the most primetime games, but they're like that next notch down.
Do you think any of it has to do with Vrabel?
I think
the Seattle game might.
The opener does.
Other than that, I don't.
But it is also a Super Bowl rematch, right. So I'm like, they might have picked it anyway.
So I'm not telling you I know that, but if you're asking me what do I think the reason the league is leaning in on Pats and Seahawks week 1 is because of Vrabel and Rossini. I think the rest of it, though, they were going to be do a lot of nationally television. They were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
May, I think, is marketable. He's one of the young. I mean, he's just one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, or at least a year ago he was. He's a young star in the league. I think regardless, they would have been on primetime and standalone games a lot. I do think the opener has something to do with Vrabel and Rossini.
Well, Burt Breer was on TV last night, and so was I.
You were there last night?
Yeah, but he was talking
with Burt and the mics?
Yeah. No, the mics were off.
Oh, right.
It was me and Giles
nice.
and Burt. But Burt was talking about the opener being like, for a standalone like that to kick off the season, they already have all the football fans. It's almost similar to the Super Bowl, where like all the football fans are there. And his point was that's why like the Super Bowl will get halftime acts that not all the football fans love, but they're just trying to get all the eyeballs on it. So he's like, the NFL won't admit to it, but he feels like having Vrabel and all the attention that was there might get a few non-football fans to tune in.
We said this the other day.
Yeah.
When Kirk Minahan broke the news of who they were going to open against, we said this the other day. It was, if you want the biggest number possible, you have Vrabel there. You're going to get a good number no matter what.
In a weird way, it's the Taylor Swift effect, where it's like non-football fans are like, oh, that's the guy from the New York Post?
It's the NFL kickoff. So, like, you're going to get a good number. It's week 1. Everybody's tuned in. We're all hostage to it. So you're going to get a great number regardless. But you want the best number possible and the most eyeballs on it? Put Vrabel out there in the opener. Because, again, just look at the social media views.